It's come to my attention via the newspaper and other constituents that there's one of the board members here that owes a sizable tax debt and is in tax collection.
What?
Yeah, it's me.
I'd like to know, and others would like to know, if any of that is a portion of tax owed to the township here.
Yeah, I think so it is.
And if so, how many years is that running?
I don't know.
But isn't that a private account?
Public information. When one holds a public office, that's a trust position. And those things which would, for other people, be not public info or public discourse, you know, when you take certain jobs, you have certain extra responsibilities. If you sit here on the board and want to have the power to levy tax increases, make disbursements from the taxpayer money from the coffers, then shouldn't you be paying the taxes yourself in a timely fashion? That's my point here. Also, are other bills in the township owed? Rental of properties, things of that, are they in arrears? Or where are we at with those? Perhaps we have the financial statements, those would be obvious to us, but we don't, so there we are. I mean, I held a job for many, many years where I couldn't have anything like that on my record because I had a secret security clearance with the government. You can't hold that and have certain things in your background. If you work for a certain department of transportation, they force you to pee in a bottle every random cycle. There are certain obligations that one has to meet for the public trust.
Well, is there a regulation that you're aware of that says if you're a supervisor in a township?
You have to pay your taxes?
Well, wait a minute, let me finish the question, okay? That you have to pay them within a certain period of time?
Well,
just a minute. Understanding that if you don't pay them over time, you're gonna lose your property. Are you saying that these taxes will never get paid?
I don't know.
Or you're saying that they're late?
Things.
Well,
if they're late, but how many years late?
Well,
To be put on the tax delinquent roll and have your property come up for possible sheriff's sale, to my knowledge, according to the regulations I've seen, you've got to be 3 years plus in the rear.
I don't
That's
know
a substantial, well, I advise you to look and see.
Well, I think it doesn't say on the tax bills that if they're not paid by the end of the year, that they get referred to the tax claim bureau.
True, but
So,
the claim bureau doesn't go out and put a sheriff's sale on
the
you.
ultimate result is that if you don't pay it before you lose it, you will lose it.
True enough, but from what I read of the law, tax claim is not going to put a lien on your property in a sheriff's sale advertised in the newspaper until you're more than 3 years delinquent.
So what?
So it's okay to sit on a board
Yeah.
and levy taxes on people, but not pay them.
Yeah, because
Oh,
he's gonna
okay.
have to pay them
I'm just
eventually,
making
either
sure
by
that
through the
that's-
sale of his property
Trust
or
me.
through or by paying
public
penalties
the
and
public
interest.
is pretty well fed up with, you know, rules that are not uniform and a
He's
fiduciary
not above
responsibility
the
here.
law. We just established that.
Oh, okay.
You just said not pay, like he's being excused from making those payments? Is
He
that
has
what you're
not been
saying?
excused. He will have to pay the penalties for not paying them timely, just like anybody else will. He will lose his
How can you
property.
sit, in the meantime, how can you sit on this board and then make decisions on disbursements?
Why
when
why
you
does he
yourself
have
are not paid?
Does,
Pardon?
don't they? I think most of the senators and congressmen I've heard of lately.
Well, and that's my point exactly, we're pretty well tired of that. That's
Really?
not what we
I
expect
actually- I didn't think it was
as
any of my
voters and
business.
taxpayers and citizens. That's not the type of behavior that we expect from our elected officials.
We is the collective we, everybody in the township.
I wouldn't say everyone, but I can assure you there are quite a few that are not happy with that.
When Mr. Miller comes up for election again in 4
Oh, okay.
years, you'll
And
get that.
yourself, and anyone
I
else
pay
who
my
agrees,
taxes, babe.
and everyone else who agrees that this is an acceptable behavior.